Jets and their inner city rivals, the New York Giants. It's the battle for New York, or New Jersey for that matter. The Giants and Jets are underway. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And now out come the Giants. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. So much for staying ahead of the chains with a 3 or 4 yard gain on first down. They move the chains with a nice little run.
Yeah, they're making the chain gang hustle a little bit to try and keep up, aren't they? Because a lot of the first series of games are scripted, many times to probe and find some holes in the defense. Sometimes you attack with some big-time runs, too.
2nd and 9.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Finding room at midfield and finally brought down at the 43. They'll get 15 and a Giants first down.
And as you're game planning as a staff, you go through all the different ways you can neutralize the other guy's pass rushers. Extra linemen, leave a tight end in, bring the running backs back in to block. Or you can do this, a little simple screen pass, and it works to perfection.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. So from the 37, here's 2nd and 3. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Throwing Jones. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Well, they were setting up the screen, CD, a lot of free runners, and they got there late, and the penalty ensued.
Yeah, somehow it didn't get into their brains that it was a screen, right? Instead of pulling off and chasing the ball downfield, they kept going towards the quarterback and knocked him down way late. That draws the penalty flag each and every time.
A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. They'll go to Barkley again, and this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. They'll try to run for it. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This will be a critical call.
And boy, that's going to be close. He didn't get much at all there, but he got the first. Looked like they might have held him defensively, but the referee signals it will be a first down.
Well, that's what's called being aggressive right there, but I don't know that it's reckless. I think it's much more of a message, hey, defense, I believe in you in case we don't get it, and offense, trying to let him know he believes in him as well.
I like it. Your first drive of the game in plus territory, be aggressive. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
But one of the things we talked about coming into this was we were never going to question the fight that he's going to have for all 4 quarters of a game. But ideally, you want him fighting for big plays and first downs early, not fighting just to get back to the line of scrimmage, as we saw right there.
Now Jones. He dumps it off to Barkley. Touchdown, Giants! Saquon Barkley. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Giants put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. The CD, you know, he's got great options at wide receiver, tight end, but there he looks to the backfield, and it results in a touchdown.
I love how you laid that out. So many options. You made me forget about some of the ones that you should be covering. And they made them pay with that one, didn't they? You forget about the guys in the backfield, they're eligible too.
And the Jets have got it. So an onside kick fail in the first quarter. Not sure I completely see the logic there.
It's not apparent, is it? You almost have to go deeper, I think, and maybe if we try and work along with them and speculate a little bit here, they must feel like they need to steal possessions in this game, and maybe they don't match up possession for possession with the opposite team. They've got to steal it and try and gain an advantage, and they tried. They just didn't get it done.
Dexter Lawrence finding his way through defensively for the stop.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
3rd and 5. Wilson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Jets with the football here to start the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Second and 10. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So Wilson runs off, and now they will go to the man they call Greg the Leg, Greg Zuerlein. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive. A good balance attack for that last touchdown drive they had. Now it's time to see if they can do that again.
It really becomes a tale of 2 play callers, doesn't it? The offensive guy, he's in sync. Everything is working pretty well for the defensive guy.
What's going on the defensive side?
That's a tough one because he's prepped all week as well, and he can't get a bead on exactly what they're doing right now. What he needs is one of his guys just to make a big play and disrupt things.
On 2nd down, here's the option. And a very similar result again. The Jets defense once more stopping him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. On 3rd down, Jones. And that is incomplete.
And that is how you respond after taking one on the chin to begin this game. Give up a first drive touchdown, go back out on defense, and completely shut them down to force a 3 and out.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And that one didn't accomplish a whole lot. It'll be down inside the 35-yard line. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. And this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Bobby Okereke making that tackle.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to the huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. They go play action with Wilson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set them up with a 1st and goal.
Ball again. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. Oh, he fakes a spike. But it's not going to work. He'll go down, and they got him. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and goal, and he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. This situation in the 4th quarter, you go for it, but here, take the points.
If you go for it here and don't get it, you and I are missing our plane, and we're going to the post-game press conference to hear him justify it. Because the next thing we'll see is the owner walking in, announcing a firing. There is no way he goes for it here. Get the field goal. It's the first half of the game. You've got time to make it up.
Taken at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
To throw on 2nd down, Jones. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And some room to... Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On the draw, this is Barkley. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Operating from the gun, Jones. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Jones now to throw on third down. And that will be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. One incompletion, two incompletion. They're going for more.
Fourth down, Jones and the offense stay put. They're going for this. Looking to throw. Jones. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The Giants go on fourth, but come up empty. And the Jets are going to get the football back. Well, their first fourth down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again.
That's caught inside the 20. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
First down, Jets.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made him.
He'll be hit and 21. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man here is Conklin. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stopped it well short.
And he missed it. It's no good.
The Giants with one final possession here in this first half. And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this.
Nine seconds to play, likely the final snap of the first half as it's 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Jones steps away to his left. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before it's taken down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Now Jones, a final shot before break. He's going to let this one go deep. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So we've reached halftime.
All right, so we skip the rest of halftime and get set for the 3rd quarter.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback.
The Jets offense ready to go in this Battle of New York.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively. Virtually nothing in the ground attack.
There he goes, right side. Down to the 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Allen Lazard, 75 yards. And the Jets come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
The former 3rd overall pick, Quinnen Williams, there to bring him down.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants.
Jones throwing on 3rd and long. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
Just 21 yards on the punt there. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10.
New York's offense back out there and set to go. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen.
And this throw will be intercepted.
And the Giants are going to take possession here at their own 33.
And New York set to take the field.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll run it again with Barkley. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
I have to think a major focus at the halftime, Minks, had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Hey, nothing to see here. Just your standard 4th down gain of 28 yards. And the drive keeps going. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Barkley inside handoff. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage. And the
ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. And maybe that one... weather, of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
From the 31, here's 2nd and 9. Hall ought to give up the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. A gain of just 1.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's Jet football as they've got the lead here, and we get set to begin quarter number 4. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Jihad Ward in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. On the return is Olszewski. 35 yards that time on the punt, and it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Pretty good job there defensively of stringing that one out.
Yeah, you've got a quarterback who's waiting and waiting for something to develop, and it just never materialized, and down he went behind the line of scrimmage.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop. Oh, trying to fit it into Shepard, but it's intercepted. Picked up by DJ Reed. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Straight ahead is Hall. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Ball again on second down. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run, the best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away, and they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long. They'll go again with Hall. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But the bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Olszewski now to return. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Giants' drive will start from deep in their territory with a 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something
Heads up.
to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get to
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Now, the 2 points, that's not totally... Still a one-score game, but they do have to give away the football with no guarantees they're going to get it back.
Yeah, or at least if they get it back, will they have any time to do anything with it? So they've got to send their defense out there and say, guys, we got to have it right now. Save some time for us.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. And taken at the 46. And excellent field position here as this drive will start on the other side of the 50-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return that warms the heart of a special teams coach. He'll be pushing us next time, Brandon, to make sure his guys are introduced in the starting lineups. These guys have such an influence on every game. The unsung heroes, remember, they have their own meetings, their own practice time, heck, their own spot on the bench in order to be ready to play each and every week.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes this forward for about 6. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Ball again on second down. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. And he stopped immediately there. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
Again.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
So third down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. A handoff for Hall. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And the kick is good. He needed a little help there from the crossbar, but the carom. So when you factor in the safety, this now a 5-point swing.
And look, I'm not going to turn away a 5-point swing because 5 points, that's valuable. Don't get me wrong on this. But if they could have taken that safety and added 7 to it, now you're talking about a really big swing.
And they're going to go for the onside kick. And this is going to be covered up by the Giants. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And the Jets are going to get the football back at their own 17. Here comes the Jets defense as they ready themselves. There's not much left of this ball game. Just keep everything in front of you here, walk away a winner.
And that's really a pretty good feeling.
It's got to be a great feeling.
You know, to know that all you have to do is wind down the clock. As you said, keep them in front, walk away a victor. That's a pretty good feeling at the end of the game.
Heads held high. One final shot. They'll look to throw. He'll look downfield for Waller. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. Well, on one side of this, Charles, an impressive victory. On the other, I mean, you think about it, they scored in the first quarter, but then they didn't score in quarters 2, 3, or 4. They're going to have a lot of work to do before stepping back on the field.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting tape to analyze, won't it? Because why did it work in the first quarter, but nothing